All right, we are back. We are back. Definitely been fun, man. We've been building this thing out. Um, iQuantum Leads Pro. All right, it started actually as just something for me to be able to find backlinks. All right, definitely something to actually find guest posting links. This thing is turned to a whole lead software. Okay, whole lead outreach software, and then we just also recently we did add the proxies. So here you could actually add your own proxies, but also have it to where we could actually scrape and test proxies inside of the software. So this is actually a major update. So this allows it to run, do what it does. Now that doesn't mean it won't be hit by the like captures and things like that, right? It just reduces it, and it doesn't have, you don't have to burn out your main IP. So that's a super plus. Super plus. All right. All right, so let's get this thing cranking up here. Now also, now as just an update on our backlinks actually that we've been building, a lot of them, some of them actually have started to be indexed. So that's a super plus there itself, right? Some of the backlinks, and they are do follow. So what I'm thinking is that these links most likely will have more juice than you think, right? But not enough, right? Not as much as you think. So it's kind of like in between, right? Still great for a foundation. Definitely great for a foundation of links here. Alright, looks like the program has frozen here. Alright, let's try to run it again here. Now I'm also coming out with a man, it's a few different programs. One is like a traffic simulation, and then I have another that I started working on this morning, right? Which is actually a it's actually for SEO, right? So some with like keywords and things like that. So keep freezing up here, so we may need to start over everything. Okay. Yeah, this is, I mean, that's the first time it's been freezing up here. Could be since I'm running so much, which it shouldn't be having that issue. So what I'm gonna do, let's go ahead and start it off. Let's start over the VS Code here. Oh, there we go. A little late. Now what I like too, now I added the stop testing button as well, but it'll continuously start running, right? So you'll just start seeing your working proxies versus your dead proxies, and then you can clear all or remove just the dead ones, right? Now it'll only use the live proxies, right? Any of the proxies that's working, it'll actually use, and then use that to actually kind of go through and start scraping. Now I recommend, of course, using residential proxies. That's a plus, right? But if you don't have residentials, or don't want to, or want to just test everything out, you can use the built-in proxies. All right, and these are refresh, right? So it's not like they're the same proxies every time, right? So that's a super plus. So it still kind of looks like it's lagging on me here. I'm gonna go ahead and actually see about starting it over here. This is one of the guest posts too I was actually filling out. I need to actually finish this one. But this was a great back post opportunity for a guest post. Right. So this will be great. I'm actually reaching out to them. Now I also added in the form submitter. Alright, to where to detect the forms now. I'm trying to see how exactly I want to do it. I want to keep everything inside of the platform. So that'll be something here. Alright, let's get everything back up and running. And what I've been thinking is like, there's so many opportunities using AI, Chat GPT, Claude, things like that, to where you could actually build you out a whole suite of tools, right? Now I'm using these tools for client work, my work, and then also once we get everything really up and running, I want to actually start to release them to the public, right? Start selling them, man, right? Now these are all tools that I use, right? So, and then I'm gonna be also updating them. Alright, so it's not just some kind of random tool. It's not something that it's just putting out there. These are tools that I'll be using myself, actually. Alright. Still lagging here. Couldn't be because of the stream. But as you can see now, let's see if we could get up and running here. Like I said, this started as just a guest posting tool. It was just a guest post tool, and then we actually expanded some functionality, and the more I got to thinking about it, I was like, dude, this is way bigger than just guest posts. Alright, way bigger than guest posts. Alright, I mean, this is crazy, and it's all coded by AI, all of it. Alright, so it looks like the tool is up here. Alright, and this was the form submission here. I got to where to go and detect the forms. This is if you want to manually do it, right? I'm gonna be trying out the actual forms itself. All right, and then we can do the forms here, all right, using our email, contact information. our message here. All right, or these are the target sites. Our messages will be most likely in this portion. Okay, so we're putting it together, man. It's really coming along really well. All right. Look at test. Hopefully it doesn't freeze up on me this time. And then we added in the rotation. Of course, you want to rotate proxies. So I actually ran it last night, and it gave me a nice list, man. Now, it still had the captures to pop up. It takes a lot longer for the captures to pop up now, right? And then right now we also have it to where we're scraping multiple search engines. Yeah, so right now it's still freezing on me, man. There we go. It's going. There we go. 125 working proxies already. And this will actually keep going, right? You can see here we have 6,000 proxies to go. All right. So I'm gonna just show you exactly what we have so far. So we've enabled the proxy rotation, and there we go. All right, so now it wants to really, it wasn't doing any of this freezing last night. All right. I'm trying to think, I didn't add anything from the last bit. Now I did actually. I added in, I mean, which still shouldn't be bringing it down to where it's freezing like that. All right, but we actually have a filter to where it's filtering out the domains. You know, like certain domains will come up, you know, you don't want, right? Like Fiverr or really big brand names, right? All right, so it's still freezing up on me, which is crazy because it literally was not freezing. All right, let's see if we could clear out some things here. I want to actually get the working part of it. All right, so and then also we got a simulator. I mean, now this is a real cool one. This is something I'm really working in, really for more of funnel testing for others, right? Where they could see exactly where their funnels are broken, right? And we're definitely in the process of that. Yeah, it keeps freezing on me, man. I don't know. It wasn't literally last night, was not doing any of that. All right, let's see if we can close out a few things. All right. So what I'm gonna do, yeah, guest posts are really essential, especially for starting to get you those editorial backlinks. All right, you want to start building those up for sure. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna actually clear it out here. Which is still crazy to me is that ChatGPT could even write. It pretty much knows every language, coding language, right? Literally, right? Now, if you know a little bit of coding language, it becomes really your superpower. That's what I'm really seeing, right? Or if you know concepts, different concepts, things that you need, all right? this thing becomes way more powerful. All right, way more powerful, man. All right, so we got the guest post. What I'm trying to do, see if I can clear it out here. Okay. All right, let's run it. Let's see if we'll not freeze up again. All right, so this is iQuantum Leads Pro. This will be available soon. Still working out a few of the bugs, but man, this is, I mean, it's really legit, man. That's the crazy thing. It's really, it works. All right. So we can come in here, select our keywords. I even have, I just set up like a multi-keyword to method as well, right? So this function will allow you to put in multiple keywords. I put in an overnight mode basically, and that just adjusts the speed to where it's like, it's not really aggressive. So it's less likely to start triggering those captions. In doing so, you're able to scrape a lot more. Now, once you put in residential proxies in there, I mean, it's really gonna explode. All right, so let's go ahead. I want to actually try to pull without using Google. All right, let's try to use just these 3 here, because I know a lot of results were coming from Google. Google, I mean, definitely, it gives us so many. Now on the other 3, I'm trying to see if is it because of the search query. All right, let's see here. There we go. So like I said, we added in the proxies yesterday. Right, this is a proxy scanner, and that allows you to keep your IP reputation. All right. Then we added in the, of course, so there we go. So the proxies are being tested, as you can see down here, it's testing them, and then it separates them, right, between working. Then you can see it's pulled in 6,000 proxies just off of that one go. Right, and then it starts to test them. We'll go in here, enable the proxy rotation, and then now we'll be able to go in here and start pulling links. All right, pulling places where we could actually start to use for our sales or for clients, man. All right, and it lets you pretty much do what you need. And it's still, look at that, it's still freezing, man. I literally, last night when I tested it, it literally wasn't doing any freezing at all. Right? I go live and there wants to freeze when I want to show it, which is ridiculous. Alright. So what I may do a quick run just without the proxies, because obviously it seems like that's where the trouble is happening. See if I can stop the proxies from going. Yeah, it's just frozen now, which is stupid. That's crazy. It's literally the first time it's done that. All right, so what I'm gonna do, let's just forget about the proxies for now. All right, but just know they do work. All right, they do work. They do pull in. See there, look, now we got 2 of them running. That's the problem. All right, so I'm gonna restart it up again. And then I want you to actually just see the power of this thing, man. This is crazy, man. It really is. Kind of blows my mind that we're in a day and age now to where we could build things like that ourselves. Now, my whole thing has been trying to use AI for something that's super useful. All right. I mean, right now, it seems like a lot of the stuff, it gets repetitive, right? It's just a lot of the same stuff being peddled around. So I've been putting together this, man. All right, so let's go ahead and do a quick test run here. I am going to be pulling from Google. I'm going to put it in a stealth mode, all right? And I'm going to adjust it a little more. That gives us the time delay. And as you can see here, it gives you a time delay anywhere between roughly 20 seconds and 50 seconds. That's for each search. Now, if you want to do a lot of the manual work and you just want the list, which is still a powerful way, right? I've still been doing that as well. We don't have to even scrape for emails, right? But this thing will pull in not only the sites where you could start to list and go out for guest posting or for leads for different businesses, but hey, you could actually scrape inside for the emails. And then I'm working on now the outreach system. Right now it's just set up for sending. I want it to be a whole platform to where also you can start receiving the emails, replying them. You'll have all your sender accounts as well set up in there. I mean, it's going to be a whole outreach system. It's literally a whole entire outreach system, which is crazy. The more I'm thinking about it, it's like, damn, do you really want to release this? I'm like, hell yeah. That's something I would use. It's something I am using actually. So let's run it. All right, so I'm gonna be looking for guest post and link building opportunities. All right, but inside we actually have multiple custom profiles which you can use it for. Right, if you want to go on, find influencers, if you want to find different local businesses for your outreach, for podcast opportunities or sales lead generation, right? And then you can do a custom, right? As you think of things, if I may think of things, we could add them. All right, so let's go ahead and run it. Everything is set up here. That's perfect. And you can see browser is ready. We're going to be running just on Google, on the main TLD, Bing, and DuckDuckGo. All right. Now, I have 3 senders there. I want to get the proxies running. That's really pissing me off that it keeps freezing. Let's run it though. And we're going to just do the first page here. First page search. First page, and then so here we go. Bing. Looks like Bing's captions. We have 57 results pulled in already. And this thing will just run, man. Now Bing has been really hitting us with the captions right here. That's because I've been running it so much, right? But then what you're gonna see, you're gonna start seeing the sites populate. I did scrape. I do have the email scraper as well in there. So this thing is literally gonna start piling in results. We're gonna start seeing that live, and then giving us our opportunities. All right. Now these are all literally guest post opportunities right now. All right, right now. And then we'll start scraping in and pulling in emails. So right now I have it set to just 3 email workers. And then we're just doing one single keyword. And now there we go. All right. Few things I already see off the bat that we need to scrape, and that's because of the multiple passes with the email agents. So I already see what's going on there. But it'll literally start popping up our piles of emails for us to reach out to. All right. And then we have the log. It's gonna literally log everything, so we can go in here and see. This helps me debug it as I'm building. As I'm building, I've been pretty much using this as the log, but it tells you exactly what's going on, right? And then I put in the edit. These are all the websites I do not want, right? Of course, Ahrefs, Canva, Dropbox, Fiverr, different sites like that, right? We don't want big. I mean, we definitely know that these aren't sites that's looking for guest posts. Wix, WordPress, things like that, you don't want those. So this thing will filter it out, and then you could add in more as you come across them. But this was really a main list that I kept seeing over and over. All right. Then we got a skip list. Same thing. It'll skip these domains. Right. TikTok, Guardian, Quora, Pinterest. We don't want those. All right. All right. All right. So there we go. We're starting to pull in emails as well. Emails coming in. So these will be live leads, man. All right. These are literally live leads that you can go out and start outreaching on. Now, also, I want to actually show you guys I want to show those backlinks we've been building, because they are now starting to be indexed. All right. They are now starting to be indexed. So we got roughly around 20 backlinks so far that we've manually built. Got 2 more here that I'll need to build. These are actually good. I need to check the hrefs and things like that. All right, but a big one that I saw that was indexed was this one here. This was like a directory type. And that was it there. All right, and these were all do follow links, man. These are high quality. This was a 91 domain authority. All right, so these type of sites start powering up your domain, right? In the eyes of Google, you're popping up in different places. All right, so as you can see here, those are do follow links. All do follow links here. Let's see if any other ones started to pop up here. I want to see. And we can manually check it. Eventually I'll probably have a tool as well for it, the backlink checker, which I actually already have. Actually, let's see about running the backlink checker and see if it picks up. Right, that'll help. That'll be great to actually test it. That'll be really good. Alright, so we're still finding emails here. Still finding emails, and then we should start having another batch here. Alright. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open up another terminal. And that was the index checker we need to run. Alright, so this will be a great tool as well. Now this is going to help us with the checking to make sure our links are being indexed. Alright, so I pretty much run these pretty much every day. Run them through every day. So I'm going to run these through. I actually want to start with, let's see here. We'll do all of them. We'll do all of them. Alright, let's just run them all through there. Alright, so this is the index checker. We'll put a small delay in between there. And we want to make sure they're indexed through Google. And here, if any captions come up, I have it to where we'll manually solve them. Alright, let's run it. So the big one, I know, this is where I would know it's really working, is once we get down to the one we just looked at. Alright, Once it pulls that, it'll tell us, okay, hey, this one is indexed. Which is what you want. You want your links, your backlinks to be indexed, right? So it's different ways we can get those indexed by getting them submitted, writing different content with them on highly crawled sites, right? So we have 22 backlinks we're going to be checking through. 22, baby. Let's go. And it's all with AI, man. I mean, AI literally helps with the whole process, right? The whole process, man. Gonna come here. Let me pull one of these. All right, so I'm gonna let that run. We'll be back shortly. Let's get it though. All right, so our backlink checker still needs some work. All right, because we definitely know that one of these is pulling. All right, this is definitely there. All right, we know that for sure. And that's it there live. So that backlink, some reason is not pulling here. So we'll fix that. All right, let's check a few of them more though. Let's check a few more of them. Let's check a few more. I need some of the big ones to start popping up. And then we'll just go through here. Which is, oh, you know what? I know exactly why, because it's the way Google has the link. All right. See this link here? It's not the same in our profile link. So that's probably why it's not pulling here. All right, so not indexed here. Now this was a big one I want to as well. So we got to do a few more things to put some signals behind them. See what's up here. Yeah, this was a really good one. All right, so that one hasn't. Redbubble should have been indexed, honestly. See if we could do it with just the here. We need to see which link it would be indexed. Here, let's see. Nothing yet. Jeez. Now that one definitely should have been indexed, so I'm gonna have to really push that one. Put some links to it. Alright. Okay, there, nothing there. Nothing there. So a lot of these still need to be indexed. All right, so far we have 53 sites here. All guest post opportunities. So we can go and look through some of these. Pulling emails as well. We'll copy the URLs. All right. And we could literally start coming in here and contacting these people. Give us all the guidelines, giving us emails. Then we can go in here. I like to definitely check, make sure we're still getting them, getting the right ones. Swap face, I don't even see that on here. There it is. There it is. All backlink opportunities. So I'm gonna stop it here. Big thing as well, like I mentioned, we want the proxies activated. See if it'll freeze on me again or not. Alright. So we got the proxies activated. No duplicates, that's perfect. And then we have the email verifier. All right, so the email validator is set. I mean, that's the perfect thing. All right, so it's still validating email, so we can pull guest post opportunities. All right, we can do direct email outreach within the software. All right, and then we could validate the emails. It scrapes, it dedupes them, verifies, and then we could drop them in the email system. Now, I also had a form submitter. Now that's a dope one, where we could do our guest post through the form, right? And I have it set up to where it'll basically do it for you, right? So it's gonna be a super powerhouse of a tool. It pretty much already is, actually. Honestly, it's already a powerful tool. It'll be available soon here, but I want it to be so dope, man, that it's just like, damn, right? So I'm gonna be giving a few different things out, different packages. But a big thing, like I mentioned, we put the proxy manager in there to where we don't have to burn out our own IP. You could buy proxies or go ahead and put them in.
scared.